entitled Taking Control of Your Life. Take control of your time, your resources, and your health. It's your responsibility. Society doesn't demand that you avoid a heart attack or provide for your family, but you must demand it of yourself. Society doesn't require you to create a financial fortress around your family, but you should demand it of yourself. Take charge of your life, your health, your future, and your obligations. Remember, a reasonable amount of time is sufficient to achieve your goals. Don't doubt it, reasonable time is all you need. I had to learn that reasonable time is enough time. Here's why: it's not about the number of hours you spend, but about what you accomplish in those hours. If you start investing better ideas into your time, you'll be amazed at the productivity that follows. Ideas that seem impossible now will start flowing a year from now, and when you invest those ideas wisely, productivity can skyrocket. Now, let's talk about time management essentials. Start with a written set of goals, and then prioritize them. What's important this week? What's important this month? Next, make sure to review your goals regularly to ensure they're still inspiring you and keeping you motivated. If someone asks why you're up so early, just tell them, if you had my goals, you'd be up early too. If you were going to meet the people I'm meeting, you'd be up early too. If things were lining up for you like they are for me, you'd be rising early too. Here are some more time management essentials. Learn to distinguish between majors and minors. When you answer the phone, ask yourself, is this conversation important or not? If it's not important, keep it brief. If it's important, maybe take some notes. Another tip for important conversations: create an agenda before you make the call. It's easy to just talk off the top of your head, but it can leave you looking unprepared. Ever had a conversation end like this: wait, there was something else? It doesn't leave a good impression. So, jot down a little agenda beforehand to keep the conversation on track. Now, remember this: before making an important call, always create an agenda. This simple step can save you a lot of trouble later on. For instance, let's say you call John, and the salesman claims, "John, remember those four things we discussed?" If you didn't jot them down, you might be tempted to say, "No, we didn't talk about that." But if you have your list handy, you can confidently say, "Actually, we did discuss those points." Having that list can help you stay on track and avoid getting swayed by sales tactics. Salespeople, especially, can sometimes lead you astray if you're not prepared. So, always make an agenda before important calls. And remember, don't waste your time on minor things. Focusing too much on minor tasks can leave you constantly playing catch-up. Prioritize what's truly important and allocate your time accordingly. In sales training, we learn to distinguish between major and minor tasks. Minor tasks include activities like thinking about prospects, making lists, keeping records, traveling to meet prospects, and evaluating them afterward. These tasks are important, but they're considered minor because they're not directly interacting with the prospect. On the other hand, major time is when you're in the presence of the prospect. This is the time that truly counts because it's when you have the opportunity to make a sale or build a relationship. If you analyze your week in sales, you might realize that you're spending a disproportionate amount of time on minor tasks and not enough time in the presence of prospects. So, it's crucial to prioritize major tasks, like spending time directly with prospects, over minor tasks to maximize your effectiveness in sales. Focus on the activities that directly contribute to building relationships and closing deals. Another essential tip for time management is not to confuse activity with accomplishment. It's easy to feel busy and productive when you're constantly on the move, but ask yourself, what are you actually achieving? Simply staying busy doesn't necessarily mean you're making progress towards your goals. Some people may appear to be constantly active, but their actual progress is minimal. In sales, it's also important not to mistake politeness for agreement. Just because someone is friendly and nods along doesn't mean they're ready to make a purchase. It's crucial to distinguish between genuine interest and mere politeness to avoid misunderstanding and disappointment. Concentration is key, and I learned this the hard way. I used to try to tackle work tasks even before getting to the office, like composing a letter in the shower. But I realized it wasn't effective. The letter ended up being strange. So now, I save work for when I'm actually at work. Enjoy the moments before work, like the shower, and then focus when you're at work. Another important lesson is learning to say no. In our social society, it's tempting to say yes to everything to be seen as nice. But that can lead to being overloaded with tasks. It's essential to prioritize and say no when necessary to maintain focus and manage your time effectively. You've got to be careful not to overcommit yourself by saying yes too quickly. Instead, you can politely decline and leave the possibility open by saying, "I don't think so, but if that changes, I'll call you." This helps you avoid backing out of commitments later. Remember what my friend Rohn says, don't let your mouth overload your back. Another crucial aspect of time management is to keep work and play separate. When you're working, focus on work, and when you're playing, fully engage in play. Mixing the two can lead to decreased productivity and enjoyment. And remember, work is serious business. Avoid playing around in the workplace, as it can harm your reputation and professionalism. Absolutely, creating a positive and enjoyable work environment is important, but it's equally crucial to maintain a sense of seriousness about your work. After all, every moment you spend working is a part of your life that you're investing. It's not about being grim or unhappy, but rather about recognizing the significance of what you're doing. Remember, there's no room for playing around or fooling around at the workplace. Work deserves your full attention and dedication. Save the jokes and pranks for elsewhere, like the beach or a social gathering. Treat your work with the respect and commitment it deserves because it's paving the way for your future success. Absolutely, it's crucial to recognize your weaknesses and find ways to mitigate them. If there are tasks or responsibilities that you struggle with and can't seem to improve upon, don't hesitate to delegate or outsource them. For instance, if keeping the books is not your strong suit, hire an accountant to handle it for you. It may seem like a small expense, but the productivity you gain by freeing up your time and energy can far outweigh the cost. Similarly, it's important to be mindful of how technology and communication devices can affect your personal life. While communication systems are meant to serve us, they can also intrude if not managed properly. For example, during family dinner time, it's essential to disconnect from devices and focus on quality time with your loved ones. Make sure to set boundaries and prioritize face-to-face interactions over constant connectivity. Absolutely, it's crucial to establish boundaries around family time and protect it from intrusions, whether through phone calls, messages, or other means of communication. Creating a sacred space for family dinners and gatherings ensures that everyone can fully engage and connect without distractions. It's about prioritizing quality time with loved ones and fostering meaningful relationships. By setting clear boundaries and sticking to them, you uphold the importance of family and create cherished memories that last a lifetime.